Good evening, everyone. Welcome again, another Wednesday. I think it's been a week, right? Yeah, I haven't been here on Thursday, so welcome back, everyone. Great to see everyone. Chat is there, kind of not all there. Let me have a look who is already there. Ian, welcome. Paolo, Sentient Sense, welcome. Gulshan, Namisao, welcome. Mr. Pigments, everyone, very welcome and a very good evening. Fat Filbert, that's been a long time. Welcome, welcome back. Good to see you again. How are you? Today is black, yes. The blackest black that I have. And it's not this picture because the picture I took from this black really filled. It doesn't have a nice like lumpy texture as this picture, which was pitch black, the picture around me. You have a curry and a slow cooker. That's good to hear, Fat Filbert. Hope you are fully settled. Let's get this to the bigger. Yes, this is better. So today, PPK 26. Notice that the quarter pans that I sell, that I still had drying, could need a refill. And I haven't done a black in quite a while here, so I thought, you know, why not just do a black? Cheers, everyone. Here's to to great company of you all in this live stream, and hopefully more positive news like Fat Filbert brings, or positivity in general. I think we can all use that a little bit in our lives. So how is everyone? Teddy Bungo, welcome. Hope everyone is okay, or good even. Yes. A lot of shadow that comes from myself here. I was looking like, what is going on there? But that's just me. Is this light different? It's not really different, is it? Shouldn't be. Yeah. Happy to see you here, Teddy. I don't know if you've seen the recorded lives before, but if you have, you know that they can be a bit chaotic sometimes. But always in a good way. For those of you, thanks, Ian. If you're familiar with our lives, you know about Ian's humor as well. If you know about this little jar from last week, I still wanted to show you. The gum arabic has just fully settled, hardened, and left a liquid. To be honest, yeah, that liquid is just alcohol. A little bit, you know, diluted with the water that was separated from the gum arabic. The weird thing is about this, and that's just, you know, I'm just going to show you here. The weird thing about this is that it, let me see if I can get my files. Where are they? They're here. Like, it starts like this, right? Like the beautiful crystals with the with the debris in it, and then, you know, it turns into this after adding some honey and dissolving it into water. But if you add alcohol, it then again turns into this. So this is what I showed last week. For those of you who missed it, last week I showed you why I do not make paint with alcohol. That's this reason there. Oh, that sounds good. I do love me a curry. What kind of curry, though? I mean, just like a few kinds. You know, I was thinking I was gonna make some spinal black. But I also promised. I'm calling this my spinal black. It's magnesium ferride black, I think. Oh, and then I really want to know what kind of curry. Shall I just first quickly start with a little bit of paint and make that with alcohol, dilute that with alcohol first, just to finish the experiment I showed you last week. For those of you who missed last week's live, this is actually just what happened when immediately when I added isopropyl alcohol or isopropanol alcohol to my gum arabic solution. So I ended up with a very clear liquid, which is I think just basically the alcohol, and there's just white gunk, snot, beef madras. Oh, that's. I'm quite full still for my dinner, but that sounds good. That sounds good. It turned into a white solid last week, and just like that, adding the alcohol, stirring a little bit. At first there were like snotty strings, but then it just fully settled into a kneadable. I don't know, I didn't touch it, but it looked kneadable, a bowl. And I promised to show what paint does, what paint acts like when you do that with alcohol. So let me just quickly, just a little bit of paint. I don't want to waste too much material and time. Oh, that sounds nice. That sounds really nice. And there's one pigment that I tried this with, because I in the beginning, when I very first started making paint, I found PY 153. Very happy with the pigment back then. I didn't really know yet it was a discontinued pigment. It was extinct already. And since then, I bought myself into the pigment, or I bought the pigment into this studio. I don't know how to say it best, but I bought quite a bit of it. But in the very, very, very first beginning, I had a hard time mixing this pigment. It really took a long time, which kind of took the joy out of making paint. And I'm not even going to make it 3/4 of a teaspoon. I'm just going to do it at 1/4 of a teaspoon, just to show you. Ginger. That sounds really good. PY 153 is a weird pigment when it comes to mixing. It's not really hydrophobic, but it doesn't really want to mix as well. So it's not just mixing with water. it tends to lump together. It's a bit messy. It's a bit difficult. How long time ago was that? I think right now we're talking about 4.5-ish years ago. When I started working with single pigments, that is. Just I made some paint before that, but those were pre-mixed pigments. I'm thirsty, and this is really a wrong content of a wrong glass to solve that with. No, we were going to work with alcohol today. So what happens if you mix this with gum arabic? It really needs some time. Oh, Ian, that's just me. That's just nah, that's too much. It is funny though. Thank you for that. We can really use some of that. So this pigment, like I said, it's not really hydrophobic, but it gets lumpy, and the weird thing about the pigment is it keeps like dry lumps of pigments within your dispersion. So when you think it's dispersed well enough and you scrape it off the plate, then you leave it like on the plate, sitting on the plate, sometimes just a bubble pops, and then like a dry bundle of pigment just explodes, and there's just dry pigment in your dispersion. Oh, that sounds good as well. I don't have any. I do have ginger ale here in the fridge though, or maybe it's outside even still. I don't know. I love myself a soda right now. It sounds really. I need. You know what? I think I'm just going to take it when I finish with this. So this is 99.9% isopropyl alcohol. And you don't even need to measure this, right? I'm just measuring it because I don't know why. It's used to it. It's quite smelly though. And what happens here, if you do this, as you can see, it kind of dissolves. It doesn't really dissolve, but it mixes beautifully. I mean, no complaint here. No complaint whatsoever. I'm not quite sure the colors are correct on the screen. But as you can see, there's no lumps, or almost no lumps anymore. Looks quite sunshiny, as you can expect from Indian yellow. Beautiful. Getting all the little dry layer of paint. This is also interesting, and this is actually, I don't want this to happen during my live, but it's good that this happens. Let me just quickly zoom into this. You see it drying, the alcohol evaporates, and you're leaving us with a layer of dry pigment. Well, I didn't want that to happen too much, since I wanted you to see what happens when you think, okay, this is a nice pigment paste. So let's just create a little pile of pigment paste here, shall we? And then adding a little bit of binder. Good evening, Sylvies. Today I'm showing you something you really shouldn't do. Okay, so you have your beautiful pigment pastes, and then you're going to mix that, and you see what happens. This is what happened last week. You see that little marbling in there. That's just disgusting there. That ugh. You see, you don't want that. So let me just quickly mix this a little bit further. And just gunks happens. I just hear it gunking here. So when you think you had a nice pigment paste, you're starting to see, I don't know, this is a weird structure, right? So I'm not going to use this. I'm going to use a smaller one. You're going to, I mean, it's possible. I'm actually working a little bit too fast right now. But it feels, and that's mostly the part, I mean, the marbling was one thing I wanted to show you. If you're not working fast, the marbling, it will solidify and you will get snots and strings of sticky pigment, which I think is already kind of happening a bit. Sylvie, I'm showing you what happens when you make a pigment paste with alcohol and then add gum arabic. And unfortunately, I'm not using enough. This layer is too thin for you to see. You can see it a little bit on the side here. It has a texture. The paint has a texture I really don't like. It's not smooth. I mean, it looks smooth. So then, you know, I thought, if this doesn't work, I mean, it kind of works, but it also kind of doesn't. And I'm really hoping to be able to show you. I think there's already kind of a little bit separation happening here. There's just, yeah, you see, there's not an even, hopefully you can see this. Ryder, welcome. There's not an even color. There's like some twirling and swirling happening in there. The texture of the paint isn't what I want of it as well. It looks smooth, but it's like, I don't know, sticky, stringy, I don't know. It's just something, just feels off with this. And I think it's, you know, don't use too much alcohol. That's the kind of the idea behind it. I tried to dilute it with water to see if I could kind of dilute the alcohol a bit and make it evaporate a little bit more. But this just made a messy, I don't know. Filling the pans was okay. The dried pans looked completely different as well. It looked completely different than I would usually have with my Indian yellow. So I didn't do it with that. And that was one of the first times, I think that was the second time. First time I had a really hard time getting all those lumps out. I wasn't really, I didn't really had a mulling technique. I didn't really know how to work with the muller, apart from, you know, moving it. There's no one who taught me about it. Just looking at people kind of doing it in satisfying Instagram reels. And just, you know, hoping the best of it, like trying everything out. I did it with phthalo green as well. I can't tell the pigment number. This is PY 153. And oh yeah, it happened on the side of the muller. It's That's it. This, I don't know if you can see it. This texture I had. Now you probably can't see it anymore, right? There's this, I don't know, maybe now I'm overmixed it again. Now there was this texture happening in there. as if you would pour water on a greasy surface. Still some lumps in there, some harder lumps, which are just solidified piece of gum arabic that I, now I know what it is. But yeah, don't do this. So don't mix any pigment. A watercolor is welcome. Don't mix alcohol with your pigment to make it easier to disperse, to make it easier to wet the pigment. Just use a little bit of muscle to work it into your binder with any technique that I've shared. Yeah, but this is just a waste of. You see little parts like, I don't know, my camera really doesn't. Let me just get that. These little parts there. There's little holes of, I don't know, it's like a greasy slab. I'm working with water on it and it's a greasy slab. Although it's not a greasy slab. It's just mixed, pigment mixed with alcohol. That really doesn't go well together with gum arabic. Now I am wondering what would happen. I have the gunk over here, right, from last week. Let's add my paint to the gunk, since I'm not going to sell this paint to anyone. Let's add the paint to the gunk, which gives us a beautiful, beautifully disgusting, like, weird goopy piece of paint turd or something like that in the alcohol. I don't know what to call it. Let's just get back to this. So I have my hands free. Now what I will do is add a little bit more alcohol to strengthen it up a bit. Where did I leave my alcohol? There. Probably oh, it's turning white again. It's turning white. Now let's do a little bit more. Let's do a little bit more, right, Joey? Because we added pigment, so there must be a... It's turning milky again. Let's use the palette knife for this. Feels so wrong. It feels so wrong. It's like, this is what happens with paint and alcohol. Gum arabic based paint and alcohol, that is. What's the stuff in the jar? That's the goop from last week. This is what happens with gum arabic and alcohol. Oh, this feels so disgusting. The pigment will eventually settle, hopefully, or some of it has dissolved in the alcohol. I don't know. This looks like mango juice right now, with chunks. Real mango juice with pulp or something like that. I don't know. Let's just keep it over there for the sake of an experiment, right? So, seeing the kind of rejection of the... Oh, there we go. Seeing that rejection of the... Oh, it all solidified on my palette knife as well. Oh, I'm screwed. Sorry, starting my sentence for the thirst time. Yes, thirsty. Starting my sentence for the third time. I don't even know what my sentence was anymore. This is terrible. Seeing that rejection on the slab happening, as if you would try to spread water over an oily plate. It's exactly what that looks like. That really felt like off. And I did what Ian? I did a little test with phthalo green as well. And I did a little reading on it, because phthalo green was one of the pigments that are... ooh, I should be careful with that. That's a lot of yellow splatter here everywhere. Phthalo green is one of the pigments that is very often made in a way to just mix it with alcohol first. And you see it like on the slab right now, all those little weird specks and spots and everything. That's still the alcohol. Could you wait and let it evaporate first? This question I got from someone a while back. Yes, but then it would still give you the exact same kind of reaction of your with your paint. Re-wetting it again if you let it fully kind of evaporate. Maybe it's a little bit easier if you spread it out on your plate, but if you just see this happening, like my slab right now is alcohol-y. I really don't like that. Oh, that's interesting. That's nice. So I promised this last week that I would show you what kind of happens. Didn't really show off on camera really that well, but I definitely felt a difference, which is, you know, making paint, feeling how your paint feels, and kind of getting familiar with that feeling. Gulchen, is it visible here? I don't think so, right? Ian is on the completely other side of the world. No, that's not true. Ian is in the UK. Sorry. That's leaking. Should put that on better. That's just disgusting. Ah, that sounds more like you, like your knowledgey thing. So let's get back to black. PBK 26 manganese ferrite black, or in my shop spinal black. In this case, thank you, that Filbert, for asking. Let me quickly finish my sentence, otherwise I'm going to repeat myself 3 times again. In this case, it is the blackest, most neutral black that I have. What I mean with the blackest black, it really doesn't reflect any warms, any cooler kind of colors, wavelengths. It's a very neutral one because of that, but it's also very dark. So you have lighter neutrals and dark neutrals. This is a very dark neutral, probably the darkest neutral that I have. Now, it is, I think, what was used for some of the first blackest black paints, if not the current ones as well. Why do I sell it? Oh, I only sell quarter pens of it just because I really don't sell a lot of blacks. And this is such a long-lasting black that really, because of it's a neutral one, can make anyone kind of neutrally darker. I know that, you know, for loads of painters, that's not the way how they want to create a darker value of a paint, but that's also kind of why I only sell quarter pens of it. What's the chemical name of PBK 26? Manganese ferrite black. And if you want to get really chemical about it, there you go. I don't know if that helps you, but this is the, I have no idea how to pronounce that. D-iron, D-manganese, manganese, iron, octa-oxidant. No, I'm not going to do it. Gifel, welcome. And my Marie, Talons, Dirty Blue are the only 3 brands that carry it as a watercolor. Hey, that's me. My Marie also has it as a Payne's Gray, but I think that's mixed with PB66 because it says it's a single pigment, but they also have a Payne's Gray PB66, which is the same paint number but as listed as 2 different paints. It's a pigment mix. So the only 2, the 3 brands that carry it is My Marie as well as a neutral tint, Royal Talons as Spinel Grey, and I sell it as Spinel Black. Yeah. As you can see, you can't see, right? It's the wrong camera. As you can see right now, it is really black. It's not really helpful to give it a description like that, but it's like super black, right? Super black is maybe even more helpful. What kind of black are you making? Well, super black. You know, 2.5 scoops. By the way, if I lost count, I'm going to ask Gulchen, since she's my assistant here in the chat with things like that. No. Yeah, it's kind of a void, Gulchen. It's void. Fold. What did I say? I don't know. Kind of a black hole. A black hole of pigment. Just messed that up. Really can't make anything nice and neat out of it, can we? No, we can't. Well, we're just going to accept like this. Yeah, it's kind of like I said. I really suspect this is used as something for the blackest black, and I don't really know or care which brand. I really think this, in which version, whichever version it was, I really think this was a base of that. No, it's not 3 binder scoops. It's I really didn't really pour that last one fully. Is it a lot blacker than lamp black? In Marston, I think it is. I don't know. I think lamp black can be a little bit on the a little bit on the warmer side. A watercolorist, yes, but it's listed as all as paint 514. The PB66 and the PBK26. It's both 514. So I think that's a mistake, right? Okay, spill the tea. Gulchen, come on, share it. I'm waiting on it. There's so much delay in the chat and and the stream. In the meantime, I'm carefully going to what did it say? What was it about? Share the screenshots. I don't care. It's ridiculous. To be honest, right, like the majority, you don't even see it. That's I do have to say about this pic. It's quite quite fascinating. But the majority, as you can see from the reflection, the majority of the pigment is still like unwetted. But that wet, I almost dropped my phone. That is already so black. It's so black that it's almost like a perfect reflection like there going on. That's just, you can see that. Wow. Okay, anyway. Yeah, okay, so it's, okay, thanks. A watercolorist. Maybe we can make a nice black hole circle here right now on the slab. Really? Shouldn't play with it. It's in the name, right? Oh, I don't think we're a cult. I think more like they're acting like it. Oh, the Insta chat. Okay, let me just quickly get... Yeah, okay. So if I get like the height difference out of the paint, shouldn't be too much of reflection going on here. That's CH stands for culture hustle. That's like really black. Right a moment. I need to check Instagram message. Those are some weird message things that I just read. To be honest, like I'm just going to be very transparent. Unlike this very black paint here in front of me, did I put them somewhere here? Did I leave them for, or did I put them away? What did I do with it? I think I put it away. The Lascaux acrylic gouache is more flatter and a deeper ultramarine blue than the Easy Klein from Culture Hustle. I'm just putting it out there fully. So that's the like when he released it, I bought it, never found the bottle again. I'm really afraid I threw it away. I'm not afraid actually, but I really wanted to do the comparison. And that one was like more flat. Now the Adam medium with the original ultramarine blue that Klein used makes a very like, it makes Klein blue, right? No way around that. That was Lascaux, what I said. Like Lascaux did that, and Liquitex has, and this one I haven't tried. I'm going to try that soon. This is something I got from a forum. Liquitex Ultra Matte Medium. This is not sponsored, by the way. This is just me experimenting. And it had a number, but this is Ultra Matte Medium. I looked it up by number, but it's not really a clear number on this anymore. This apparently makes kind of the same look without, you know, a very expensive binder. So using a medium as a binder with acrylics, that just, you know, works. At least with some mediums. Well, for a fact, I know that Talens sources their pigments from loads of places. For some pigments, you have to go to China. That's just a fact. Like, there's so many manufacturers of certain pigments in the world, and there's not enough demand for it. So for some pigments, you have to go to China. I know they have loads of bags, like literal, like 25 kilogram bags from Kramer pigments as well. I know that because I've been in the factory. There are more German brands there that were just like wholesale brands that that you can only buy like 100 kilogram minimum from one single pigment. Like, it's nothing for me. But there were more German brands there. That's what I've seen. And them saying something like that, it's really weird. As if he makes his own pigments. Like, you see him mulling in the videos, and everything about those shots felt off, especially in combination with the voiceovers. And yeah, no, okay, it's just whatever they shared in that chat there with you, by saying it like that, even like he had to pay for it. If it's really like that, they're just doing bad business. Because they've always been really expensive. Apart from their very amateuristic watercolor palette, which they said was a non-profit thing. That, you know, apart from that thing, because that's, I think, the only thing they said that with, everything was really expensive. This is a really black. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so for Ryder, Teddy, for everyone who doesn't know, I'm not going into it too much, but we've been talking about certain brands here. I'm not going to name all of them. A 16 to 30. Wow, that's they doubled it basically. There are certain brands who use a weird way of marketing. A weird way of marketing, a dishonest way of marketing just for the sake of marketing, and not for anyone who knows a little bit more about the actual paint or pigments they're talking about. Sylvie's, sorry to hear you're leaving already, but have a good night, and if you want to chat or anything, you know where to find me, or you know where to find us. And you know, the marketing thing is sometimes videos are released, and in the past I've oh, that's emotional times. I want to say I understand, but I get your, I get where that comes from. Do find some positive distraction if you're open for that, Sylvie. And hopefully see you very soon. Still, this is no paint. Like, this is, I've scraped this off. This is very black paint. I've in the past I've had a rant, at least one good one, and a few in between ones about that subject, about the subject of dishonest marketing. And sometimes it just feels like selling lies. This is, you know, basically, and more because I have the footage of the camera right in front of me. This is a very fun pigment to make like that, because like this, I do see every like bubble and everything in the reflection, but there it's just very dark. Let's do some swatching. I have the quinacridone page from last week. I can do some swatching on that. Just to show you how absolutely light absorbing dark this is, and it's a little bit on the cooler side here. Looks like on the cooler side, but let's have a look. What that does when I'm making a spectral curve of it. I'm suspecting something like this to be like a fully flat line on the bottom. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I made a scan out of this, but I'm going to make a new scan out of it anyway, just for the live stream. I got the question whether it was granulating. I remember seeing that, but then I fully talked over it probably. The swatch wet still, so there is a little bit of, there's a lot of reflection here, so you can see the texture of the paper there, and then you lose it completely, especially in the mask tone. So it's a potent black. That's a good word for it. So we're going to let this dry, and we're going to put this into the quarter pans. You know, seeing that only 3 brands, Meimory, Talens, and yours truly, sell this. Oh, this was a, oh, that's true. An overly dried, falling out of the pan, quarter pan of paint, as you can see. It's not a pre-pressed pan of paint. This is just a very dried very dry pen of watercolor paint. I do like it when they do that, by the way. Don't ask me why, because you don't really want to have your paint full out of your pens. Checking if everything is PBK 26. Oh, enjoy, Ian. Kind of jealous there. It's late, isn't it? 9 to eat. Right there, it's 9. It looks a little bit blue leaning, yeah. It should be neutral. So hopefully it dries differently. I thought I had more pens I had to fill. I'm going to stick that quarter pan of paint that falls out. I'm going to stick it to the pan again with a drop of paint itself, which is ultimately the best way of doing it. I mean, just a drop of gum arabic wouldn't hurt either, especially with a pigment like this. That's too much. Fills up the gaps. Mark, great of you to just show your face here. Full focus here on filling the pens. That would be terrible for my business, a watercolorist, but if all the other supplies would be an extension of that, that would be okay for me. Okay, so this is the one that I kind of, can I show it to the camera close up? Is it some reflection? Yeah, that I stick together with a drop of paint underneath it, and it's kind of pouring over, so I'm going to layer it up with a fresh layer of paint, top it up with a fresh layer of paint, I mean, just to get rid of that look of overspilled edges. Where is the camera? There it is. That's better. So there we go. So how much are we? I have a really hard time seeing how much paint there still is here. Not only on camera, for me here as well. I really need to kind of scoop it up to see the paint move and look at the reflections. How much wet paint there actually still is here. I know, Gulchen, but I think PB36s, there's a lot of PB36s that are more green than that ultramarine green as well. So yeah. Perylene black is basically greener than perylene green, right? I didn't make the names or the chemical composition of the pigments. I didn't make that up. And to be honest, naming it a very bluish ultramarine green or ultramarine green bluish, it doesn't really have the same ring to it. By the way, this is a very black blade. Like this, just a tiny bit on my fingers and it leaves it smudges as if I spilled everything everywhere. So I had the idea when I first started to make my pens, let them be kind of coordinated color coordinated with the pigment family, therefore. So printing black pens for the PBKs, printing blue pens for the PBs, green pens for the PGs, yellow pens for the PYs, you name it. I ran into two issues there. Expenses. I couldn't find every color in recycled PLA. I'm printing with recycled plastic, and I couldn't find every color in a recycled version. So that was one. The other one, I didn't really like all the colors, like the ones that they had. Like the blue was kind of a. It wasn't really. It was like this kind of the bottle cap blue. It's like I don't like this blue. It's for like chemical bottles like this, like alcohol. That's what it's for, but not for paint pens. Red was just fire trick red, fine with that. Green was also like this, but then green. I didn't like the versions of the colors that they had. And it became just impractical if I couldn't print like all the pens at once. For instance, I needed 10 new pens of 5 different pigments. I could just print 50 pens, whatever the pigment numbers, but 5 times 10 of the same. Didn't the wait. This is that's not good. Why didn't that fit? Because of the width of it. Because the height, all my pellets, like, they go in vertically, the height is the same. So I kind of did it based on that, but I created an issue for you. Sorry about that, Gulchen. So out of giving you more paint than you, giving you more than a half pen, I created a problem for you. I'm sorry about that. It's a problem nonetheless. We'll fix that. Okay, I'm going to clean this. What time is it? Shouldn't spray too much, shouldn't spray too much, shouldn't spray too hard. That's a lot of splatter there. Maybe I need to find a solution for that. Maybe just a little, I don't know. Now it's just a black hole with bubbles. Now it's starting to look like galaxy. Oh my god. Oh, look, it's the Milky Way. I'm sorry. I hope that works for you now, Gulchen. Just add glitter. Don't tempt me. Oh, now I'm really tempted to do it. Shall I? Yeah, shall I add glitter? Let me wash my hands first because this is going nowhere. Do have a smudge of purple mica paint. Just going to re-wet a little bit of this. Maybe just a little bit more. Oh my god. That actually looks amazing. One am I doing things like this? Or you're making me do things like this? That's a better question. Right? I mean, this even didn't take me 7 days. No offense, anyone. It's actually quite fun. It is. I mean, kind of almost forgetting there's like 3 cameras pointed at me right now. Come on, we can show it here, right? Yes. There we go. It is fun. Now let's see what happens. Letting this dissolve for a little bit more. And making sure that this isn't going to spill over me, although my jeans are black as well. Let's see if there's anything left of it when I... Ooh! I do see some shimmering when I move my muller. I don't know if you can see that from the top. It's like a purple swoosh. I don't know if you can see it. It is fun. Like I'm completely forgetting there's a live stream going on here. My pants definitely aren't purple mica, so that will leave a glitter. It's dissolving quite quickly. Let's see if we can change that with some galaxy blue. This is not called galaxy blue, but now it is. It's the opposite ions of the very transparent muller with a very dark pigment that make it just do this. Like it's like opposite magnets, you see? That's just how physics work with mullers and very black paint. Ooh, it's a little bit of blue. Is my yeah, that's my screen is covered as well. Awesome. Okay, shouldn't have done that. That my curtain is covered as well. Is my camera covered? Hopefully not. Otherwise you will notice soon enough, probably. No, yeah, here. It's just my pigment spirit helping me. So ever since my show... Fat Filbert, are you still here? I'm so sorry. You asked for my shoulder and then I finished a sentence and then I forgot about your question. If you're still here, my shoulder is doing way better. This is just my full-on ADD in the works right now. Okay, I actually like what I see here, and I hope I can show it to you as well. Okay, so don't mind the the weird colors. There's, you see that purple? Yeah, you see it. Like a purple swoosh. That's nice. So yeah, I'm sorry. It's doing way better. I've been to the hospital twice since it started in September. I got a first injection in my shoulder in December, and I got the second injection last month. Hopefully this time it will last a little bit longer. First one kind of worked out in 4 weeks, I think, and it should have lasted 12 weeks at least. So I don't know if that's the that was a mistake from the doctor who put it in there, or if it was just a very bad infection, basically. Bursitis that it needed an extra shot. They thought it was the second, but yeah, I didn't expect them going to say it was the doctor's fault, but I didn't expect that either, actually. It was very bad. Before I got the first shot, I was in need of one. Yes, I'm swatching this. Since I really want to see if anything comes out of this. Do want to get a little bit of transparency. So this is the dried one. There's a lot of color shift, as you can see here. I know it has mica in it, but still, this is like super deep black, a deep black. And it has a great color shift in it. Drying shift, I'm sorry. But still, it's dry, so we can measure it. Let's put everything, over here. Let's connect everything as well, because I don't think my NIX is connected yet. Nope. Search for a NIX device. I don't have a NIX. Yes, I do. There we go. Connect it. Putting it on the mass stone over there. It is connected. It needs to be calibrated. I don't know why it needs. It says that. I mean, it asks for it a lot. Not quite sure why it wants that. Maybe that's just like a more quality control check or something like that. I don't know, but it's quite easy. You have a calibrating tool that you get with it, and in that calibrating tool there is a number. You need to type in the number, then you can calibrate it. Then it says bzz, bzz. There we go, and then you're finished. So that's calibration. So let's add to the color bar something from the color library, from the blacks, and let's add PBK 9. Do I have a 7? I don't have a 7 in here. I need to change that. But bone black is carbon as well, right? So add bone black to the color bar, and see, because that's a very black as well. Let's measure it. Oh. Let's share it as well with you, right? Shall we share it with you? That's kind of spot on. It's not. The red one is lower than the white one. So just as a comparison, this is a white desk that I'm scanning. Those are the red dots. This is the mass tone of the spinel black I just did, and it's lower than bone black, means it's a darker black basically. Rick, see you soon. Thanks for joining. And yeah, thanks for joining. It's always good to have you here. So this is just a tiny bit more black than bone black is. Looking at everything here. Hue angle, completely different. So that's interesting. Just to have a look, we have for bone black, we have hue angle 64, and this is hue angle 17. I actually want to see if we can put this in a different space. No, right? Don't we think we can? No. Okay, so hue angle 64 and hue angle 17. Let's have a look at that. 64. 60 here. This is 60. In the yellow area, 64 is a little bit in this way. So it's here, and then we have 17, which is basically which is just, you know, I think around cornecreole magenta-ish, right there. So that would mean this is a, I don't want this. This is a yellow black and this is a red black. Basically what that means. I mean, I don't think that's a very good example of how I explain that. But I don't think the hue angles are, this is magenta by the way, so that is correct. This is magenta here. So yeah, it's not weird, but it's a very different black, that's for sure. That is for sure. Shall we have a look at the iron chromite black from last week, if that's a green black or not? $56. No, that's more on the orange side. $16. What is that? 16. That's the that is PR 107. It's 16. So that is you know, same as magenta, but just a very desaturated magenta. That's this one. That's the one from last week. PR 107. That black. That's all just very interesting. I'm not joking there. It's actually very interesting to see in what kind of color group a black belongs. Which hue angle does a black have? And interestingly, the PR 107 is actually within the red range of the hue circle. The green one wasn't though. The PG-17 black wasn't, but yeah, we can forgive that, right? My natural mango juice is doing well. Just wondering what would happen. Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. Oh, that is awesome. It's growing. It's expanding. That is neat. I do not regret doing that. I know it's weird. I don't regret it. Now let's do it in a proper way, shall we? Oh, this is fun. This is so much fun. I'm sorry. This is, I don't think I am sorry, by the way. I'm not sorry. No. Sorry, this is just me trying to wash my... There. That's just weird. Okay, let me just get rid of everything here. Okay, guys, I notice I'm in a mood like this, so I think I need to go offline. I think I need to call it a day. I'm just going to clean this. Or if you have any more requests, let me know. What would happen if I just mix this? Oh, this is so satisfying. With the mica and everything. Just like it feels like it's kind of alive. It's mixing and it is rejecting, and I don't think you can see. You can see a little bit of difference on the screen there, but you don't really see it on the slab color-wise, but there's a height difference. So I noticed there's kind of a layer of paint over it, making, yeah, I don't know. I should have made a color dip when I did the alcohol. I can still do it, by the way. The paper dip, color dip. That's just weird things. Just it's weird. Where's my... There it is. Let's see if it still does something. That disgusting mango juice. This is fun. What kind of paper shall I use for this? I mean, I've noticed that just printer paper? I mean, paper that's too thick really doesn't absorb it quick enough. What shall I do? I need a second opinion for that. I think, or a thicker kind of print. I don't know. I think a. This is just one bit thicker before it's gone. Yeah, this is 120 grams, but not watercolor because the sizing doesn't absorb it. I do have 120 grams watercolor paper as well, but that took too long to get in. Nah, that really didn't work that well. It rejected I mean, that part, all the circles were rejected as well. Nope. Still weird though what alcohol does. I'm really happy that it's not a quick reaction like it is in the jar. that my slab would be full of snot right now. Because really there's no different way to describe that. I think you can make a very nice Indian yellow imitation chunk of that. Like if as if it were like the cow's urine. If you would let that dry, I mean, let the alcohol fully evaporate and let the gum arabic chunk just dry with the pigment mixed in it. It did look interesting, yeah. But still a bit weird. A bit weird. For next stream, are there any preferences of what kind of time? I do have a little bit of extra time tomorrow. Although tomorrow morning I have some, well, there's loads of things on my list, but I do have a little bit of extra time to work on the weekend as well. So if there's like preferences, if there's like other streams or people who want to see experiments or have like any questions answered on making paint, pigments, or just want to see things I haven't shown before, you're curious about, always wanted to see or know, let me know here in the chat or in the comments underneath the video. Also, please, if you like paint making and pigments, do like this video, live stream. It will really help me. So about the blackest black, is it the blackest black? Well, we can actually just see it's not the blackest black as a watercolor paint. Because a really simple fact, it is like it reflects 15% of the light still. It absorbs, let me just put it like that, it absorbs 85% of the light, which is quite a lot, but the blackest black absorbs more than 99% of the light. So definitely not the blackest black in its in its dry state, but maybe with a different binder. Probably with a different binder. Maybe on a different surface as well. I mean, it's there's loads of factors that come and play with this. So yeah, if you have any ideas, let me know, guys. I think I'm just going to go. Thanks everyone for joining. There is purple mica on me, yeah. And hopefully see you next stream. Going to have a look if I'm going to make that tomorrow or maybe Friday in the morning if there's a morning stream. Otherwise, the weekend is possible as well. I'll have a look. I'll let everyone know on Instagram or and or YouTube. And if I know it in advance, I'll make a scheduled video out of that. So yeah. Thanks for joining, everyone. Thanks for the company, and hopefully see you again very soon. And if not, hopefully see you again next week. Bye, guys.